this point, people are no longer reacting to Maurice, Sam and Pearl, Wats like they are just ordinary Nollywood co-stars, because every single time these two appear together, online the entire internet suddenly behaves like a relationship detective agency loudly fire. And honestly, the craziest part is that fans genuinely believe they are witnessing something emotional developing in real time. Broken heart. Because according to viewers, the chemistry between Maurice and Pearl has crossed the stage of normal acting completely and is now entering dangerous territory. Weary face. The conversations started getting louder after clips from one of their recent movie scenes began spreading across TikTok, Facebook and YouTube again. Loudly crying face. At first people were simply praising the acting like usual, but then viewers started paying closer attention to the way Maurice was reacting to Pearl during emotional scenes collision. And suddenly the entire energy shifted, because fans kept saying the expressions on his face looked way too personal. Flushed face people were literally pausing videos, zooming into his eyes, replaying scenes repeatedly, and saying there's absolutely no way this level of chemistry is fully scripted. Broken heart. What made the situation worse was the fact that Pearl herself also looked unusually emotionally connected to him in those scenes. Loudly crying face. There was this softness in the way she responded to Maurice that immediately made viewers suspicious collision, because instead of looking like two actors trying hard to create romance, it looked like two people who already naturally understood each other emotionally. Weary face. And honestly, audiences can always sense when chemistry feels effortless instead of forced. Broken heart. The internet especially lost control over one particular romantic moment, because the way Maurice stared at Pearl during that scene genuinely made viewers uncomfortable in the best possible way. Skull people kept saying the tension felt frighteningly real. Weary face. There was no overacting, no unnecessary drama, just one long emotional stare that somehow carried more chemistry than entire movies' collision. And that's exactly why fans became obsessed, because subtle emotions usually hit harder than exaggerated performances. Loudly crying face. Now fans are completely convinced Maurice behaves differently around Pearl compared to every other actress he has worked with. Flushed face. Because according to viewers, there's a certain calmness that appears around him whenever Pearl is involved. Broken heart. His body language softens, his smile changes, and even the way he talks starts sounding more relaxed. Weary face. People have started comparing old interviews with other actresses to his interactions with Pearl, and honestly, the difference is becoming difficult to ignore. Loudly crying face. Some fans even said Maurice looks emotionally distracted around Pearl lately, because there are moments where he seems more focused on watching her reactions than whatever conversation is happening around them. Collision. Viewers noticed clips where Pearl would simply laugh or speak casually, and Maurice would quietly stare at her with this thoughtful expression that instantly made social media scream, "This man is finished." Weary face. Honestly, people are treating every tiny glance between them like hidden relationship evidence now. Broken heart. Another thing making fans suspicious is how naturally comfortable Maurice and Pearl seem around each other off camera. Loudly crying face. Because behind the scenes clips show a level of ease that people rarely see between celebrities who claim to be just friends. Collision. There's no visible awkwardness, no forced interactions, and no trying too hard for cameras. Weary face. Instead, everything feels weirdly natural, like two people who genuinely enjoy being around each other. Broken heart. And honestly, that type of comfort is exactly what makes viewers start imagining deeper feelings. Loudly crying face. Then Pearl Watts said something during an interview that completely changed the conversation online. Flushed face. She talked about how easy it is working with Maurice and how emotionally connected they become during scenes, and immediately fans exploded. Collision. Because according to viewers, the way Pearl spoke about him sounded more emotional than professional. Loudly crying face. People kept saying she looked shy while describing their chemistry, and Maurice himself reportedly looked suspiciously happy hearing her talk. Weary face. Honestly, social media has not recovered since that moment. Broken heart. Another reason people are freaking out is because fans now believe Pearl is the only actress who truly matches Maurice Sam's energy completely. And honestly, that opinion is spreading rapidly online. Collision. Viewers say most pairings with Maurice still feel entertaining, but something about Pearl feels balanced emotionally. Weary face. They challenge each other naturally during scenes and somehow bring out softer sides of each other that audiences don't usually see. Broken heart. And because of that, viewers are becoming deeply attached to their pairing. Loudly crying face. There are also people saying Maurice smiles differently around Pearl. Loudly crying face. Yes, social media has officially reached the stage where fans are studying smile patterns. Skull According to viewers, his smile around Pearl looks more genuine, calmer, and emotionally automatic collision, like he isn't even trying to control it anymore. Weary face. And honestly, once audiences start analyzing tiny facial expressions, you already know they are emotionally invested beyond saving broken heart every time Maurice and Pearl appear together. Now comment sections immediately become chaotic. Loudly crying face. Fans begin screaming that they are secretly soft launching a relationship, while others insist it's simply incredible acting. Skull. But even neutral viewers admit there's something strangely magnetic about them. Flushed face. Because not every Nollywood pairing creates this level of obsession. Repeatedly collision people genuinely stop scrolling anytime clips of Maurice and Pearl appear on their timelines. Weary face. Another thing making viewers emotional is how peaceful the chemistry between them feels. Unlike some celebrity pairings that look heavily performative, Maurice and Pearl give off this calm, emotionally safe energy that makes fans root for them. Naturally broken heart. Their interactions don't feel forced or attention-seeking collision. They simply look like two people who enjoy each other deeply, and that's exactly why audiences became addicted to watching them. Weary face. There was also a behind-the-scenes clip recently that sparked fresh relationship rumors again. Loudly crying face. Maurice and Pearl were casually talking between takes, but viewers noticed how close they stood to each other without even realizing it. Collision. Now obviously, that sounds small, but fans replayed the clip endlessly, because according to them, the body language looked extremely intimate. Weary face people kept saying they moved around each other with the comfort level of people who spend a lot of emotional time together. Broken heart. And honestly, the internet completely lost control after that video spread everywhere. Loudly crying face. The TikTok edits have become absolutely insane too. Loudly crying face, emotional music, slow motion, eye contact, scenes, dramatic captions, and relationship theories flooding timelines every single day. Skull fans are turning ordinary interactions into full romance documentaries. Collision. And honestly, the chemistry between Maurice and Pearl makes it very easy for people to believe there's something deeper happening. Weary face. Because every interaction somehow looks like a deleted scene from a real love story. Broken heart.